Well, welcome back, everyone, as we have finished up all of our keynote speakers. Originally, we're going to have 17 keynote speakers, and that was going to be Matt, who's going to end everything. But we're going to go ahead and give you one more bonus keynote speaker. Graciously, he is someone that has a lot going on, and he actually isn't doing any outside events. But he said, hey, I'll go ahead and do this one for you. Mr. Dan Gandy, our VP over at Liftoffagent, actually pulled some strings and said, hey, do you want to help us out? Do you want to come on? Do you want to be a keynote? He said, sure. We're talking to him behind the scenes right before Matt actually went into his breakout room. And so this is going to be a free on kind of bonus. So we're not going to do any giveaways. It's not sponsored by anyone. We just want to bring this man up. You probably know who he is. If you don't know who he is he? Ricky Carruth. We're talking
He's
how
the prize. He's the prize.
He is the prize.
He's
for
the
all
prize.
of you.
You all win. Let's go.
Yeah, so let's beam up Ricky Carruth. How to close 100 deals a year, 100 consistent deals closed a year. How did he do it? And how do you set yourself up for consistent success like that? And what does his mindset look like for him to be able to achieve that? The man's here, Ricky Carruth.
Let's go.
What's up, Ricky?
So exciting. Oh.
You might be muted, Mickey. Let's see here.
Let's unmute. What's up, guys?
What's up, man? Dude.
Man, you guys are looking all sharp and everything over there, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. We didn't even.
We showed up. We showed up today. Whatever. You know, we knew you were coming. We knew you were coming. We want to make sure we look good.
No,
just for you, Ricky.
Listen, I appreciate that, but you guys do not have to do that for me. I'll tell you that right now.
We just like to, really. We just like.
We wanted you to remember us, man. Remember us. So Ricky's going to go on until about 3 o'clock. We'll come in around 2:55. Ricky will have 5 minutes on the main stage for Q&A and have a breakout room traditionally like we've done this whole entire event. So, chat, if you have any questions, this is going to be a powerhouse end of our event. Ricky, thank you so much. Go ahead, take it away. We're going to go ahead and beam ourselves off stage.
Cool, guys. No, thanks for having me. Glad to be here. So I've got about 20 minutes here to kind of just run through everything with you guys and tell you a little bit about what I do. If you have any questions, throw them in the chat. I'll answer those there at the very end. But where do I begin? All right, this is going to be year number 8 for me with 100 deals as a single agent. It's just me and one assistant. So I've been selling for 20 years now and been through a lot of ups and downs. A lot of you know my story, because I've been coaching for free for the last 5 years and really putting everything out there and trying to spread the message of how I actually put this together, okay? So now that I'm where I'm at right this second, on the back side of actually closing 100 deals a year, hitting $1 million in commissions year over year. I was the #1 RE/MAX agent in Alabama for several years. Now that I'm on the back side of this, right, I can turn around and look at everything I went through to get here and literally just lay it out for you on a silver platter for you to take and run with. And the thing is that once I tell you how to sell 100 properties a year, once I show you how simple this thing really is, you can't unsee this. And so if 2022 rolls around and you're wanting to close 50 deals a year, if you're wanting to close 100 deals a year, there's really no excuse why you didn't do it except for yourself, because I'm going to lay it out for you right here how to do it. All right. And that's really, honestly, what I said right there is probably the most important part of it, is that it's all about just doing it. But let me break down. So I wrote a book called Zero to Diamond, and my coaching program is zerotodiamond.com. And so I became the first completely free coach, and I'm still selling real estate. So let me go through the philosophies of Zero to Diamond really quickly. And then I want to tell you guys how to build a predictable business where you can walk through exactly where you're going to be in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 10 years. Okay. And then I want to break down the simple math behind closing 100 deals a year. If that's what you want to do, if that's what your aspirations are, if you have that much ambition that you want to actually go through what it takes to close 100 deals a year. And I'll tell you right now that the amount of effort that goes into whatever it is you're trying to do is going to be 10, 20, 50, 100 times more than what you think it is. A lot of agents, they'll make a bunch of calls and do a bunch of marketing and show a bunch of houses, and maybe they sell 1 or 2 houses or no houses, and they'll say, I should have closed all these They feel like they've put enough energy into the universe to create a certain type of result, but that's not the case. You're not the master of how much energy and effort goes into a particular result. The universe is. And if you don't have the results that you want, then that's the universe telling you haven't put in enough energy and effort towards that result, right? So when you start to break everything down, all right, and you really try to filter it, and let's just think let's think in terms of simplicity, because really successful people make things seem really simple, and people that aren't as successful, if you'll notice, they're making things super complicated, and this stuff is very, very simple. Okay, so let's talk about the 0 to diamond philosophies. Okay, number one, and you guys can go and look at all this. This is all just facts. Okay, go back in your MLS, look in county records, go back as far as you want, long before you're even born, whatever you want to do, and realize one very incredibly important fact, and that is that closings, real estate closings, have happened every single day forever. Okay, that's the first thing to realize, and that's through all the crazy depressions and recessions and market crashes and .coms and 9/11s and 2008s and pandemics. Closings happen every single day forever, and they're going to happen every day for the rest of your life, no matter what the market does. This is the first thing you have to wrap your mind around when you start trying to play the market, when you're trying to play this game. You have to understand that even with market crashes and market cycles and swings, and like there's always going to be closings by the truckloads, more than you can ever handle in your life. You can work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and never even scratch the surface. So I'm telling you all this to help you realize how abundant this business is. Let's just look at the industry that it's let's just say the real estate industry is this large. Okay, as a real estate agent, your business is not even a microscopic dot inside the real estate industry. Even if you look at your local industry, if you look at the very highest producers in your MLS, the market share year over year for those huge 30 agent teams and stuff, you're probably still looking at under 1% of a market share in the entire MLS. Let me make sure I can see everybody's comments and stuff. So you have to understand how abundant it is, and the fact that it doesn't matter what the market does. So a lot of agents are worried about markets crashing and what's going to happen with the market and cycles and stuff like that. It has zero to do with your success as an agent. Okay, so that's the first thing to realize, is that closings happen every day. And because of that, it creates a scenario where business is unlimited forever. Okay, so closings happen every day, which means business is unlimited forever, right? And when you start to really look at that and think about it really hard, it really makes you realize that competition doesn't exist whatsoever, because the entire big picture is this. NAR came out with a study, and they said, how do you pick your real estate agent, Mr. Consumer? How do you pick your real estate agent? The number one answer was an agent that was a friend in the business that had a great reputation. Okay, and that was the overwhelming reason. The overwhelming reason, it was 34%, something like that. Everything else was 1%, 0.5%, 1%. It was all, I had a friend in the business. So what does that tell us? That our job as a real estate agent, this is just me speaking, right? Me looking back on the backside of everything that I've done in the industry, looking back, I realize if I would have taken trying to get listing appointments and trying to do this and that to create these results out of the equation, and I would have been more focused on creating as many friends in the market as humanly possible and stacking and accumulating those friends up over time, I would have been 10 times more successful than I was. And I finally got it. It took me about a decade, right? So I made $1 million before I'm 23. I got in real estate in 2002. I made $1 million. I lost it all. I went bankrupt, sleeping on friends' couches, sleeping in my car. And I went back to roofing houses, worked on an oil rig. I read 100 books. And what I realized through all that entire 3 or 4 year moment was that the reason I lost everything is because I was so focused on the money. The moment you take money out of the equation, guys, is the moment your business blows up. The moment you start focusing on people and why they're doing what they're trying to do. Here's the thing. They're going to buy or sell, okay? They don't need you to tell them when to do it. Closings are happening every day. So you don't have to get people to buy or sell stuff. They're doing it already. You got to look at real estate and the real estate agent industry as more of a service industry. I like to look at it as more of a service industry, that we're just servicing our clients to what they want to do. It's not a sales industry. We're not trying to sell them on this house or sell them to sell their house, right? That's a decision that they're making already, and they're calling us when they're ready to do that. And then we're helping them through that process and making sure it goes smooth for them and that they're covered and all that good stuff. To me, it's more of a servicing business than a sales business. Okay, so when I start to think about the fact that it's how many friends you have in the market, you can't talk to every single person in your market ever. You'll never, the population, think about the population of your market and how many properties are in your market, right? And think about having to try to talk to every single one of those people. It'll never happen ever in your life. You'll never talk to every single person in the market. So that creates, again, a situation where it's just unlimited forever, because I'm not looking at it on terms of transactions or listings. I'm not looking at it on a one-year basis. Oh, this agent closed this much of the market this year. I'm thinking about, okay, yeah, how many I closed this year, but how many am I going to close next year from the relationships I built this year? How many am I going to close in 2 years from now, right? And every relationship I put in place has turned into 10 to 20 deals to me over the life of my career. And it's still going, because repeat business, referrals, and referrals of referrals. And when you start getting the referrals, those people turn into 10 to 20 deals, and then they refer you. Then you got really every relationship over the course of your career is really technically worth hundreds of deals. People aren't looking at it like this. They're just looking at, how can I close something today, Ricky? Well, the fastest way to a closing is, to be friends with someone who's thinking about buying or selling today, right? So that's the philosophies behind, is to always value relationships over transactions. But let's take it back one notch and look at how to build a predictable business, okay? A predictable business, there's 3 laws to building a predictable business, okay? The first law is visualization. You have to actually see this happening before it happens. Before I was the #1 Remax agent in Alabama, I already knew that was going to happen. I saw it happening about 2 years before that, or even 1 year before. Like I knew that was where it was going, and I visualized it. I knew everything I had to do to get there, and then I executed. Okay, visualization, knowing where you're going before you get there, and then in your mind, you're already there. I posted something on Instagram the other day that said that if you outwork the #1 agent in your market today, then you were #1 today. You might not show up on the stat sheet at the end of the year that you were the #1 agent in your area this year, but if you put together enough days that you outwork the #1 agent, you will eventually be the #1 agent. And I'm not speaking from what I heard in a book. This is what happened to me. The second law is attraction. Attraction, ladies and gentlemen, is literally, new agents say, well, how do I bring value? I haven't sold anything. Listen, value to people is being yourself, right? Is giving people your personality. They want your personality, and they want a lot of it. That's the value. It's not how many deals you close. It's not showing them, square footage prices and stuff like that. It's personality, and that they're going to go with, again, their friend. And if you're a good communicator, and if you're someone who just is great with people, right, you're going to be successful. And so the second law is accumulation, which comes back to what? Personal branding. So think about personal branding in real estate, because real estate is a sweat equity business. No matter where you get your leads from, okay, no matter if you get your leads online, from Zillow, from Facebook, if you cold call, if you do mailers, if you do direct mail, if you're sphere of influence, open houses, all the different ways that you can generate leads in real estate, it all comes back to one key activity, right, which I call the nucleus of all closings. And that is a real live conversation. No closing has happened in the history of closings without a real conversation, okay? A real live conversation. And that's what makes real estate such a sweat equity business. Real estate agents try to squirm around and not have the conversations and do all this marketing over here and pay for leads over there and do all this and that. At the end of the day, listen, it's astounding to me how many agents try to avoid making calls by spending thousands of dollars on leads just to turn right around and call them. It's insane. They're just running away from something that you can't get away from, right? Conversation, it's always going to come back to a real live conversation. And the more conversations you have, because it is the nucleus, the more closings you'll have. This comes down to some real simple stuff, guys. All right, conversation, nucleus of all closings. And so what can we do to have as many conversations as we can possibly have? Okay, I'm going to let you answer that for yourself. But the bottom line is that in real estate, it's a lot different than a lot of other industries, okay? It's a lot different than a lot of other industries. It's a sweat equity. You can't buy market share in real estate. You can run a lot of ads, you can get your name out there, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, it's going to be once you run all those ads and collect all that data and get all those leads, you have to talk to the people before anything is going to happen. Okay, that's the part you can't get around. It's not like e-commerce where you can make a website, have a great product, and put it out there and sell product without talking to someone. Totally different business. This is a sweat equity business. You've got to put the work in talking to people. So the first step of building a personal brand in real estate is to have as many one-on-one conversations as humanly possible. The second step is by creating a great first impression on them, by not trying to sell them, but just trying to make friends. Just trying to make friends. Remember, that's our goal every day. So step one is to have as many one-on-one conversations as humanly possible. Step two is to create a great first impression. Step three is to never allow them to ever forget that great first impression. When they talk to you for the first time, they have this great feeling about you. They feel like you're different than everybody else because you're just trying to figure out what you can do to help them, so on and so forth. And they have that great feeling about you, that you're professional, honest, hardworking, dependable, all that stuff. You don't want them to ever forget that feeling. All right. You don't want them to ever forget that feeling. That's step number three of a personal brand. So you got to have a system in place that once you have that great first impression and you collect that data, that you have something in place where it hits them up so often that they never forget. So I do it through a weekly email, right? I've been doing a weekly email since 2007, every single Wednesday. And it's the only thing that I do at this point. And I just still continue closing 100 deals, closing 100 deals. And what happens is if I talk to someone, I have a great first impression, I make a great first impression, I collect their data, right? That next Wednesday, whenever I did talk to them, that next Wednesday, they see the email, right? They start to kind of forget about me, but all of a sudden, bam, they get this email like, oh, there's that Ricky guy that I talked to the other day that I really loved and thought he was a really cool guy. And, you know, very professional, honest, hardworking guy seemed like, and boom, here he is in my inbox and bam. Then they never forget. Then they see the consistency over time. Then they see the hard work. Then they see the properties you're selling. Then they see the information you're giving. And over time, they just realize that you are the real deal. And that if they ever decide they want to buy or sell something, then you're going to be the one that they call, right? And now you have something scalable. See, you can use that model to scale your personality. Now you've talked to people, created a great first impression based on your personality, gave them value. They liked it. They gave you their data. Now they see you every single week forever, right? Right. And so I ask every audience that I'm with, right? I ask every single audience, and I've got like 7 more minutes. So I want to ask this question, and then I want to break down the simple math behind selling 100 properties a year. That way, all of you guys, anybody that wants to go sell 100 properties next year, you can just go do it. It's not really that difficult. It's just a prospect management issue is what you're having, and you don't understand the benchmarks. But I ask every single audience, I say, listen, guys, you know, if anyone here, okay, if anyone here can tell me anything better, okay, a better strategy in real estate than this, please speak up. And the strategy is this: instead of doing all the things that we're doing out there, right? Facebook ads, Zillow leads, open houses, direct mail, all that stuff. Instead of doing all those things, right? Spending all that time, money, and energy, right? Just to try to create a situation where we're talking to someone one-on-one, because that's the next step in the process. Instead of doing all that, spending all that time, money, and energy, why don't we just go straight to the property owners that we want to do business with, get their data for 2 cents a piece on RedX or one of those platforms, call them up, not to try to sell them, but just to make friends, okay? Followed by a weekly email forever, okay? And understand, 2 cents You got a 10% pickup rate. That's 20 cents. 1 out of 2, you'll have a great conversation. We're talking about 40 cents. You pick the exact property you want to sell, or exact property price range client that you want to do business with, and you have a great conversation for 40 cents. Please tell me something better on a cost-efficient basis, a productivity basis, an efficiency basis than calling property owners in your area, right? Think of yourself as a volunteer worker. You're just trying to spread the word here. You know, you're trying to do community outreach, right? Just to get your name out there. Think of yourself as a politician, right? You just want to get your name out there and let everybody know who you are, what you do, and that you're here to help. And then have a system in place where they never forget who you are. Bam, they're always going to remember that. Okay? It's real simple stuff. And if you guys know a better, please tell me a better strategy than 40 cent, exact owner you want to talk to, great first impression, weekly email forever, and then scale that to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, right? That's attraction. The law of accumulation is if you have 5 great conversations every day, over the course of 4 years, you're going to have 5,000 friends with property owners in your market, and you're going to be number 1 in your area. Period. End of story. All right. So time is limited. Let me break down this math for you. That way you guys can go to sleep at night not worrying about how you're going to sell 100 properties next year. And I can just go ahead and save your life right now. The problem is benchmarks, because if you ask any agent, right, the most common answer when you ask an agent how many active buyers and sellers they're working with, the most common answer is 4. Okay. And statistically speaking, that is 0.8 deals, which is 0. They're literally working on no deals. And a lot of you listening right now may be thinking, oh, crap, that's me. I'm working on 3 buyers or sellers or 5 buyers or sellers. And that's not enough to hit the goals that you're talking about. So what you have to understand is the benchmarks. Okay. And I didn't read this in a book. This is from how I've closed 100 deals every year since 2014. And that comes out to an average of 2 deals a week. Okay. So let's say you want to close 1 deal a week. Okay. Again, this is real simple stuff. Once you hear this, you can't unhear this. It's going to be on you if you don't go out and make this happen. If you want to close 1 deal a week, you need to have 15 to 20 active buyers and sellers that you're working with at all times. Okay. Now let me break down the active buyers and sellers. These are people that have indicated that they want to do something in the next, 1, 2, 3, 4 months, and that they don't have an agent they're working with, or that they might work with you. That's an active buyer or seller. Okay. When you have 15 to 20 on this list that's separated from your database, you have to manage this list. So if you have to take people off this list that deserve to be taken off the list. So if they tell you they decided not to do anything or hold off right now, they're off the list. If they move forward with you or another agent, they're off the list. If they ghost you for a certain amount of time, they're off the list. So you've got to take people off this list. You can't just let them pile up. You have to take people off this list and maintain an active number of 15 to 20. The problem is agents aren't really managing this list correctly. If you have a true 15 to 20 prospects at all times, if you're at 15 and you lose one, now you're 14, you got to get it keep it between 15 and 20 at all times. You'll close 1 deal a week. This is not hard. Think about how you lead generate, right? Think about how you lead generate and think about, okay, I just need to continue lead generating until I have that number. And then I need to do the lead generation I need to do to maintain that number. And bam, you're going to close 1 a week. If you want to close 2 a week, which is 100 a year, you got to have 25 plus. Okay, that's the simple math behind closing 100 deals a year. It's really that simple. It's just a matter of you doing it and getting to work. So I went through the 0 to diamond philosophies. I went through the 3 laws of building a predictable business, and I gave you the very simple math to close 100 deals a year. And my time's up in about 60 seconds. I want to take some questions from the audience. So just type it in the comments there, and I'll be glad to answer as I just continue to free flow. And then, of course, I'm going to hop in a breakout room for 10 minutes or so with anybody that wants to talk face-to-face. But at the end of the day, I'll just say that super simple stuff. That's all I'm going to really end it with. And I'll say this. I don't see any questions yet, so I'm just going to kind of rant for the next 5 minutes unless somebody speaks up. Or I see there's 40 seconds left or whatever, but how many touches a week am I hitting with the, so when you have the 15 to 20, it's per situation. So like, I want to know why they're selling. I want to have all these notes. I want to know what their motivation is, what the process is, right, for them. And at the end of the day, I want to look at that list every day and look through and look at every single name on that list and look at every single note that I took with all the communication. And I want to make a decision, like if there's something I need to do for this prospect to move that situation forward. Maybe I do, maybe I don't, but I want to scan through that list every day and make sure I'm doing everything I can do to help these people, right? So everything is different, right? And I know, like, with the sound of that question, it sounds like a lot of the mainstream training and coaching and stuff, they put us in a box. Guys, listen, all the mainstream training put you in a box, all right? And they basically say, this is how you follow up with every single prospect, the exact same way, right? And that's just not the case. When everybody has a different situation, like different motivations, different timelines and stuff like that. Don't get caught up on this, like following up with people the exact same way, touching them this many times in this many days and doing all this and that. That's not what it's about. It's about finding out what's going on with them, right? And then creating a custom follow-up game plan around their situation. That's what's going to yield you the highest success. Well, hey guys, I didn't see you.
What's up with Trump, man?
We were just watching you and just going live. We were excited. You just dropping some wisdom on us.
The biggest thing that I think that you just said, Ricky, is you tied in this whole entire event seamlessly, because you gave a practical, scalable, achievable opportunity for everyone to understand that, yeah, you could do the social, you could do the TikToks, you could do the video. That just supports that phone call, that email campaign, and that consistency of having.
Lost you. Can you guys hear me? Okay. So yeah, they had some technical difficulties there. Listen, guys, if you want to 4 or 5x 2022, your business in 2022, you got to understand that Q1 has already started for 2022. This is a 3-month lag business. Hey guys,
we're back.
Sorry. Hear us now?
Yeah.
Cool. I touched the cord on the external mic and it bugged it out. But like I was just saying, I loved how you tied in everything at the end. So if anyone has any questions, we're going to let them ask all those questions in the actual breakout room. So that way they can go through the breakout room, have that opportunity with you.
Yes.
We don't have any giveaways right now. So, best takeaways, we're not going to put that in the comment sections. Under file, there is a downloadable action item there. So you guys can get the next steps for what's after this event. You can obviously come back in here. So go have some fun. Go see Ricky. Go talk with the next 10 minutes.
I think we should say to everybody who's still here, this is going to be you can come back and watch this.
Yes, you can come back to watch this, and we are going to let you all know.
They can text me, huh? Can I get them to text me?
Yeah, definitely. You want to put your number out there?
Guys, I'm giving away a bunch of books and some of these relationships over transactions shirts and stuff like that. And also I'm coming out with a new coaching program soon. So please text me at 251-312-8844. That's 251-312-8844.
We can put that in the chat as well. So it looks like Dan Gandy already did it. Thank you so much, Dan, for putting that in there for us. And we just want to let everyone know that we had about 300 attendees at our event, and we raised over $3,000 for charity. So we really appreciate all of your attendees and what you've done to show up here. I think we're gonna. Do you want to just take it up to 4,000?
Yeah, I think we're gonna do
that.
So
lift off. I'm gonna put out 500.
I'm gonna put out 500.
Candy's gonna put out 500. We're at 4,000. We're gonna go live with the pasture to give the money back. We just wanted to take this opportunity while Ricky's with us. Thank you so much, Ricky, for helping us end this out. We recorded the whole thing live, so you can get his whole entire keynote live on Instagram for Liftoff, and Candy, she did it live. and you can go back into this and rewatch it because we know you can only retain 10% of what Ricky just said. So Ricky, man, thank you so much. Thank you all so much for attending, and look out for a live. We'll post about it on Liftoffagent's Instagram for when we're going live with the pasture. Ricky, you can click on room and they can go into your room, ask you any questions, and God bless. Thank you all so much. Ricky, you are amazing. Congratulations to all of our winners. And that rounds out our event. So thank you all so much, and have an amazing time working and talking to Ricky. I'm sure his room's going to fill up really quick, and you all have login credentials to get back into this platform. Go to file, download that file that'll help you with next steps and things that you need. Thank you, Candy. Awesome. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Ricky. Thank you, everyone. And God bless. Let's crush the rest of 2021, and let's make 2022 our best year yet. Norman, thank you for this event. You're welcome. I'm glad that you all showed up and showed out. You're pioneers a part of this event, because it was a lot of work. And it's nice to have this to be over with, because it was a lot of logistical stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, my stomach's hurting here. And it's time to take some time off. And so I'm going to take some time off personally. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you. I'm going to go celebrate with my family and Candy. We're going out to Scottsdale. And yeah, let's make 2020 our best year yet. I hope you understand mindset is everything. Go hang out with Ricky and get some knowledge from him. God bless you all. I appreciate you. And until next year, we will be doing this again. Thank you so much. Yeah. Bow tie, got to show up. So end of September, beginning of October, we will be doing this event again live. You all will get information when we go live. Appreciate you. God bless. And until the next one.